What's up, Roulette Pools? Brent with AOB. Okay, we're going to jump back to our $10,000 to $10,000 roulette challenge. We're doing really well right now. And today we're going to step back. We're going to go basic. But what we're going to do is we're going to play the outside, but we're going to do a positive progression system. Yeah, Casino Matchmaker would be very proud of me for doing this voluntarily, right? These aren't my bread and butter. These aren't the ones that I feel comfortable with, but we're going to do it. Let's get to it and let's see if we can hit our target today. All right, here we go. We are doing our 10 to 10K. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do very, very simple here. We're going to play the outside and we are going to go with 10-cent units. Okay. And we're going to play follow the winner on color. Okay. Follow the winner on color. Now the progressions are a little bit different. This isn't simply martingale. This isn't so. Follow it because there's two pieces to this. One, there's a progression system, a positive progression system. We also have something when we lose, obviously. And then the third part of it is we're going to hit targets. And once we get the targets, we'll reset. But if we're below the target and we've lost and we're catching up, there's also changes there. So watch what we do here very carefully if you want to follow a system like this. It has actually worked out pretty well for me in the past playing this. I've played it with bigger numbers, but it works out all the same. So we're doing 10-cent units. All right. So we lost that one. So on losses, we're going to go up 2 units. Okay. And we're going to play follow the winner. So we had a unit there, 10 cents. We're going to go up 2 units. We're at 30 cents. Speaking of units, the best thing you can do when you're talking to people or listening to their strategies or learning how or explaining your strategy, speak in units. Don't speak in currency, because if you speak in units, it's much easier to determine the ratios where you need, especially if you're playing a strategy that has different ratios or different amounts in different areas or things that go up or down higher, right? You may have a system where you're playing let's say the outside color plus 2 columns. And on a loss, you take the columns up 2, but you only do this 1. If you're speaking currency, it gets a lot harder. Okay. So now we've recovered, but we're going up 1 unit again. Okay. So we're going to rebet it and go up 1 unit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our base unit here. In this case, it's 10 cents. We're going to take that base unit and we're going to multiply it by 5. Okay, since we're on the Roulette de Español, 5. So we're going to multiply it by 5. 50 is our mini target. Okay, so when we get to 50, we're going to reset and start again. Now let's look at our bankroll here. We are at 76. Let's just call it $80. 10%, that would be $8. We're not going for 10%. We're going for 3 to 5. And that's what I want you to do if you're just starting out and you need to be conservative. If you guys are pro players or you're very, very experienced, obviously go for 10% if you want, even higher if you'd like to. I don't agree with that, but even I try to keep myself around the 10% mark. All right, there we go. It hit a black, so we're going to repeat the bet. We're going to bring it over here to black, and we're going up 2 units. Now, what's really, really important here is 5 units on our initial is 50 cents in this case, right? Now, you'll notice we're down 20 cents, but we got a 60-cent bet up there. Means if we win, we're going to win 60 cents profit, right? Because those are outside 1-to-1 bets. Whatever you bet, that will be equal to your profit. We hit 60 cents here. We're going to get the 20 cent back, plus we'll go up 40 cents. Okay. And I'm going to show you what we do because it's not always a positive progression. All right, there we go. Now watch this. This is what I'm talking about. Now we're at 40 cents. Remember, we're doing those mini targets of 50 cents. We now only bet what we need to do to get to 50 cents. In this case, it's a 10-cent bet, 1 unit. And that would get us, if we win, up to 50. And then we would pretend that we're starting all over again. And I would go back in with 1 unit, follow the color. Now, stepping back, like I was telling you, when you're listening to people or explaining strategies with them, speak in units, because then you can understand the ratio. So it doesn't matter if I'm betting $500 on black or I'm betting $5 on black. If I tell you units, then you can put whatever unit you choose to use, 10 cents, 20 cents, you get to relate that to a unit. Okay. So now instead of going, oh, I'm going up 20 cents, you might go, oh, 20 cents. Well, instead I say I'm going up 2 units. So I'm following the winner on red and I'm going up 2 units. There you go. Excuse me. So another thing people always ask, they get confused when there are multiple bets, right? You're playing dozens and columns at the same time, or you're playing color and columns or color and dozens, and they have different amounts. It's really easy initially to get confused on, I don't understand how much am I, and how do I, because the person who's showing it, maybe they're playing with $10 units, right? And so they got $10 on this and they've got $20 on that. All right, we hit. Now remember, we went 50 was our mini target. Now we're going to $1. So since we're going to $1, we're still going to go up 1 unit, because even if we win this at 40 cents, that takes us exactly to $1. By example, if we were up like last time, let's just say this bet was up higher than that, we would actually bring our bet down. So we only bet the amount needed to get to our target. Okay. It's sort of a way to keep your bets in check and your increases in check. Okay. Especially as you're getting near, because we know that last spin curse, right? If you've seen anything I've done, I told you there's the first 2 spin curse. There's the walk-off curse, which is where the dealer spins the ball and walks off and the next dealer comes. And then you're getting so close to your target, and that last spin, they whack you on. Those curses, they're real. I'm telling you what. Yeah. So you guys ever remember that Brady Bunch episode where they go to Hawaii and Bobby finds that little totem thing and it's bad luck, and then Greg gets wiped out on the ocean? I'm showing my age here. So anyway, speak in units, and then if you're looking at the units, break it down to the lowest ratio size. So this is sort of like working with fractions. So in other words, let's say they're working in $10 units and they say, put $30 on this column and put $5 on here. Okay, let's see, $30 and $5. Well, I don't have $30. I'm only betting with 10-cent units. Now that one would be pretty easy. All right, we're going to move this over to black and we're going up 2 units. So now we're going up, we have a 30-cent bet, which is okay. And we're going to $1.50 as our next target. So you look at that and you go, oh my gosh, they've got $30 on that and they got $5 here. Well, the first thing you want to do is find the common denominator on this. And what's that going to be is $5 can go into 36 times, right? $5, $30, 5 times 6 is 30. So $5, that becomes your unit. And so if you were to explain this to somebody, you would say 1 unit on the outside color, 6 units on there. Oh my gosh. Okay, we lost. So now we're going to rebet, pull it over, follow the color, and add 2 units. Now we got a 50-cent bet. Remember, going up to $1.50. So if we win this one, we'll be at $1.10. We still have 40 cents to go. And in which case, our bet is 50 cents, but we only have 40 cents to get to our next mini target. So we'd actually bring our bet back down to only the amount you need to get to your target. So hopefully that makes sense. If you're seeing, try to break it down to the lowest unit size. Look at their bet. So if they're not talking to units, just look at their, oh my gosh, now she's just going back and forth. Okay, and that happens. All right, here we go. And we're going up 2 units. We're at 70 cents. This would only get us up to 80 cents. Okay. And then 70 cents would be $1.50 if we win 2. So if we win this one, we do not increase our bet because 70 cents is already the maximum amount we need to get to that $1.50 target. So back to the units, just try to figure out, if you're looking at these different ratios, what is the unit that could be divided into all those ratios, and that becomes your unit. Take the smallest one, right? So in the case of $5 and $30, oh my gosh. This is why the whole argument of follow the winner, follow the lures, or follow the second winner, nonsense, poppycock. And I know, Brad, if you're listening to this, I know you like it. We're going up 90 cents. It doesn't make a difference. It's all for us. It's gamblers, fallacy. pick one that you feel like you like, and that's okay. But I got a news for you. It's not going to help you win any better than if I play follow the winner and you play follow the loser. If you play follow the second winner and I play follow the third winner, doesn't matter. Okay, so hopefully that helps, because when I go look at other channels and I'm reading, people get so confused and are like, okay, but what if I only want to have 10 cents? So let's take that a step further. All right, finally we win. All right, so we are at a 90-cent bet. That takes us to 30. So we definitely got to go up one more unit, because we're not even, we win this one, we're at $1.30. That's great. We're going to $1.50. So if we win this one, our next bet will be 20 cents, because this will take us to $1.30. Our mini target's $1.50. We're at 10 minutes here. So we're doing okay. Remember, we're looking to go for, I would be very happy with a $3 to $4 profit today, because that would get us right around our 5% that we need. And I like that. And we're also, remember, we're setting the time for 15 minutes and we're setting a profit target. So those are sort of your built-in, oh my goodness, she just can't give us 2 wins in a row, can she? All right. And you're going to get sessions like this. And don't blame the dealer. I mean, it's easy. I do all the time. I get rid of that, but then reel yourself back in and realize the dealer's just spinning the ball. They're just doing what they can do. And you're getting in a session where you're like, oh my gosh, they're spinning just the worst thing for you. So in that case, now that you know, we're taking that example of $5 and $30, and I'm going, okay, this is 1 unit and 6 units. You can set it at whatever you want. So I'm betting 10 cents, 1 unit, 10 cents, 6 units, 60 cents. Wow. Look at this chop. All right, here we go. Rebet. Wait a second. 6. That was black. Okay, we won. I was thinking, what the heck? Okay, so we have 50. We need basically $1. All right, we only need $1 to get to $1.50, right? So we've lowered our bet from whatever it was, $1.20 here, down to $1. Let's see if we can get it. If we get this, we'll be at $1.50. We're going to reset. So anyway, that was a long ways around to tell you, but I see that all the time. I've been wanting to talk to you guys about units because they get confused. I see people get confused, and rightfully so. If you're new to gambling, if you're new to any of this, your brain is trying to figure out so many different things. We hit it. All right. $1.50. Nice. We're at 12 minutes. So we're going to go again. And what I'm going to do is we're going to keep going on this strategy. And if we don't get to $3 or $5, that's okay. We're running for 15 minutes and we're going to call it quits. You keep going if you're doing okay. But I like the 15-minute durations. At least stop, go get a break, stretch your legs. The table's going to be there when you get back. All right, take a break. As I told you in earlier sessions, it's when you get tired and then you start losing, you're tired and losing, that you start making some really critical mistakes. All right, so now we're going to follow the winner. We're going to go from 10 cents to 30 cents. 1, 2, 3. All right, so put in the comments if the unit thing isn't making sense and I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it. That's highly likely. But again, going back to that scenario, they went $10 and $30. You break, or $5 and $30. You break it down into the lowest common denominator. $5 can divide into 36 times. So 5 is your base unit, and it goes 6 times into that. So you're putting 6 units. You only have 10 cents? No problem. 10 cents, 6 units, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now you've figured it out. Speak in units, not in currency. Okay. It makes things, give you, oh my gosh. This lady is chop queen. All right, here we go. We're moving over. Let's go. All right, so we're going to go. We got only about, maybe we're going to give ourselves 2 more spins. And then I think what I'll do at the end of 2 more spins, because I am still trying to make some progress in some tracks, I'll probably up my bet and do something different, maybe 5 double streets or something, and see if we still can't get to that $3 or $4 in a hurry. Again, in this particular instance, do as I say, not as I do. I'm just trying to expedite it so that this challenge doesn't take a year to complete, right? And because I'm only playing for about 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. This lady is, look at the chop. I'm looking down here at the board and going, this lady is chop queen. All right, we're moving over here up. What do we have before? I thought I put, let's see, 10, 30, 50, 60. I don't know. I lost track of where we're at. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can get something here. 1, 2, 3. Well, that was 10. Should have been 30, 40, 50. This should actually probably be a 70-cent bet, I believe. I only have 60 cents on here, but that's okay. All right, we're approaching our time limit here. Again, let me know if that doesn't make sense on how to kind of figure out, looking at a table, what you should bet in order to keep the appropriate. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, but that's this game, right? That's this game. So I'm going to go up to 70 because that's where we're supposed to be, I believe. And we're going to go 2 more on top of that. So now we're at a 90-cent bet. All right, we need to be getting to 2. Our last mini target was $1.50. We need to be going to $2. So we're going to keep increasing. Now, if we win this, we're at 90 cents, right? We add on one more unit. That's $1. That'll be $1.90. That last one would only be need to be a 10-cent bet to get us to $2. All right, let's see what we can do here. If we don't get our target today, we don't get our target today. We've been doing more than... Wow. I love when I hear in the chats, people say, follow the winner is better. You should have been doing follow the winner is better. First of all, those people who are commenting that, they got to watch the video and see how it turned out, and then they get to talk, right? Then you get to say it after. Newsflash for you. If you're one of those people that are doing that and you're watching the video and after fact, you get to go, yeah, if you'd been following the winner, it would have been her. You're not Nostradamus, all right? You're not Nostradamus. You're not any better than us. You're just chiming in after the fact. But this proves, I mean, look at all the chop. This session has been heavily chop, not doing any better than anything else. All right, let's go. There we go. All right, so that takes us up to 20 cents. So we're going to rebet. We got $1.10 on there. This would take us to $1.30. So in this case, we do need to keep going up a unit. If we win this, we're at $1.30 plus 20. It's $1.50. We're going to $2. We would have $1.50. We're going to lower that last bet to 5 units, 50 cents in this case. All right. All right. We're at 17 minutes. I'm going to give myself a couple more minutes. I really just want to get up to $2. Let's see if we can get lucky or she's going to chop the crap out of us. Let's see if we can get a color run. Come on now. I'm praying. I don't have a lot of faith here. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We're at $1.40. Our last bet would be 60 cents. 6 units. All right. Let's see if we can wrap this up on a win. Let's see if she can give us there 4 reds in a row. If that's even possible with this table right now, 4 wins in a row would be really nice. I hope you guys are all doing well. I've been sick for a little bit. I think I've turned the corner. I'm starting to feel better. The cough is still there, but I'm starting to get my voice back, I think. So all is right in the world again. I think I showed you guys the Excel. We left off, you can see there at 76.70 right below me. 76.70 is where we left off. Come on. Of course not. We're going to stay right where we are, and we're going to go up 2 units. Repeat. 1, 2. All right. Of course, she couldn't give us a win there at the end. Nothing's easy. No matter what, we're stopping at 20 minutes. We're not going to go longer than 20 minutes. But if you take a look, it's okay to have a session. Look at your overall picture. Don't get caught up in the minutia. So when we're looking at the overall picture, and I'm talking about below me, the grid right below me, we're at 76.70. If we were to go all the way back to day one at 10% and go, or our $10 and go, we're going to do 3 to 5% every day, we are well ahead of schedule. We're doing okay. So if you don't get a great day, that's okay. It's okay to walk away. even. It's okay to walk away with a small loss. You don't have to hit it. All right, we're going to go 40 cents. Let's see if we can get lucky. Come on. Last spin curse. Last spin curse like last time. Let's see if we can. How many last spin curses can we have? Does that make it the last spin? Should have the last spin been the last spin? I don't know. I think we got shafted by the universe on that one. Let's go. By the way, if you're looking at playing and you can't because your state is not allowing you to get into stake.us anymore, or you're playing in a country where you can't get on, hit us up, get in our Discord. We will help you out. We'll get you set up. Okay. We'll show you how to get set up. So get in Discord, create a ticket. Let us know that you would like to play. All right. Where are we at? We're at 20 minutes. I promise we were going to stop there. We just couldn't get it going on today. She wasn't giving us any sort of consistent things. And that's how it goes when you play the outside. That's why I'm not a real big fan of outside. Number two, in my book here, positive progression. This is a really good instance where positive progression to me did not work. And I'm not saying it'll never work, because every strategy has its good sessions, its bad sessions, its pros and cons. If we were just simply playing normal martingale or super martingale, every time we won, we would have been up in profit, right? Every time we won, we would have been in profit, instead of us always battling back, then falling short, battling back, falling short. But that's okay. We did it. We're still up $1.20, so that's not bad. We're not. Okay, that's it for today. Like I said, get in our Discord if you have any troubles getting onto the sites, and we'll help you out. And remember, be good humans. All right. Be good to yourself. Short, small sessions. And please, please, please only be using disposable income that is not going to affect your life in a negative way. And I'm talking about the vital items you need, shelter, food, etc. Please don't put that into jeopardy no matter what. All right. I'll see you guys next time, and we'll hit up another strategy and see what works best. And then at the end, maybe we'll do like the best of and kind of see which ones, narrow it down to top 5. All right. Cheers, guys.